Um, so, so can you all see my screen? Just one moment. Choose. So hello everyone, we're so happy to see you all here today. And today we're going to do a webinar titled What Makes a Good Leader? And I will introduce our guest speaker and all our official partners. So first of all, the host is Huawei ICT Academy. Huawei ICT Academy is a partnership between Huawei and academies around the world. And this year, my university, ENI Madagascar, has joined with academies and is in partnership with Huawei ICT Academy. So the purpose of this webinar was the fact that students will soon take their preliminary exam at the ICT Academy. So they will be in interaction with people from China and know more about Chinese culture and all of that. So we have our guest speaker today. I think that she will introduce herself, but we are so honored to invite Ms. Jade. She's in the Alumni Association in mainland of China, and she has impressive background like in leadership. And I think that you will learn a lot from her, and you can learn more about the Alumni Association in mainland of China through the link. And also, Ms. Jade will share with you the sources of information you need to be a good leader. So next, we have as our official partners, Youth Opportunities. Youth Opportunities is a global platform which promotes both national and international opportunities to facilitate symmetrical access to opportunities for youth and application. Just one moment, I'm going to mute people. Yes, just one moment. All right, so this year, the application for the 2023 Youth Opportunities Global Ambassador Program has been launched, and all you from all over the world can apply to become a Youth Opportunities Ambassador. And if you're interested, I'll put the link in the chat box. You can represent your country and become an ambassador. And then, just one. Yes, we have as our official partners, Malagasy Youth for Development Association. This association has as president the Honorable Juliana Ratousson, a well-known personality in the promotion of youth in Madagascar. Ms. Juliana was even the Vice Minister of Youth in Madagascar earlier on. So maybe if Ms. Juliana is there, maybe she will give a little speech after. And Youth for Development is still searching for a new member. So if you live in Madagascar and if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, you can surely send an email to Y4D Malagasy in their Gmail. And last but not least, we also have as our official partners the International Global Network. Just excuse me. And the International Global Network also has global ambassador program to help youth connecting with other leaders from all over the world. So if you're also interested, I'll put a link in the description in the chat box. And today we have three moderators. First, Steny Gabriel, he's the other ambassador of ENI's Huawei ICT Academy, but unfortunately he's traveling, so he couldn't make it for today. Also, me, I am the ambassador of ENI's Huawei ICT Academy, Youth Opportunities, International Global Network, and I am the vice president of Malagasy Youth for Development. So I'm happy to see you all today. And we have also the ambassador Nad. He's the other ambassador of Youth Opportunities Madagascar and the vice president of Malagasy Youth for Development. But I think that he will join us later due to some responsibilities. So at the end of this webinar, I will be asking you to take a screenshot of Zoom. So I will then give you a link to a Google form that you'll fill in the screenshot for you to get your international certificate of participation offered by Youth Opportunities. So thank you all. I think that it's all from my part, and without further ado, I give you the floor, Ms. Jade.
Thank you, Nancy, for your very clear introductions of the partner. So, hi guys, it's me. I'm going to host this webinar today with the later on sessions. So last calling for activate your camera because I would really love to see your lovely faces. And I already see Nudia and Aurelia. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, it's my bad, but yeah. Hi. Oh, this lovely face is great. So let me just share my screen first. Yeah, I would love to do the opening with some cheerful music because I'm also a little bit nervous because I'm meeting you guys, new friends, and that's really cool. So with no more ado, let's go to our today's leadership webinar. Before I really jump into this topic, let's do some warm up. So please try to scan this QR code, or you can just access the questions in this website, and please remember to input the correct enter code. And after you scan, you will receive a warm up question, so you can just put your answers on that. One sec. Let me check. Okay, haven't received any answers. So the question is, what is your favorite food? I would love to know you more. Okay. If you put your answers with the QR code, your answers will be shown in this website. So let's do it. Oh, great. We received the first answer, pizza. I also really like pizza. And great. My favorite pizza is always the one with the meat. Oh, chocolate. Oh, why you guys know me so well? Because I also really love chocolate. I basically eat chocolate every day to replace the coffee because very long day working. I have to drink a lot of coffees, but actually for chocolate, it can also like make you more wake up after eating some chocolate. Great, we are receiving some extra answers. Chicken, rice, that's cool. It's basically sausage. Yes, those answers are also my favorite food. Great. Yeah, thanks for the emoji. Really love that emoji. Right, so I'm just curious what you just eat for lunch, I guess, because it's afternoon in your time zone. So now it's night in my time zone. So I'm just curious what you guys just ate for lunch, and also what's your favorite food. Great. So thanks again for participating this warm greeting. And oh, oh, yeah. Cannot. Sorry, I could not pronounce this word. It's very new for me, but I will search it out later on after this webinar. And thanks again, everyone, for joining these funny questions. So just give me 1 sec again. I'm going to reshare my slide, and we will get into our topics today. Funny. Okay, well, let me just stop. Sorry, 1 sec. Okay, everything is good. Okay, finally back. Thanks everyone for your patience. If you could not see the screen, let me know at any time. I will adjust. Great. So a very quick introduction of myself first. Now I'm currently a project manager working for the events and coaching and leadership communications in a organization. Its name is ISAC Alumni Association. So if thanks for Nancy just mentioned about ISAC just now. So ISAC actually is a international youth organization. They really care about the leadership, and so we are aim to develop youth leadership. So personally, I'm also a co-active coach. I mean, in the training status, I really care about the individual goals and also the youth empowerment. So that's why I work and join this leadership webinar. I also have a lot of another leadership topic coaching with different clients, especially the youth. And personally, I am also a minimalist. So I really love the lifestyle that is easy, simple, because it will make my curiosity more powerful. So that's just a quick glimpse of myself here. So I will get to know you guys more later on in the session. Great. So you might be curious why I'm sitting here and have this leadership webinar with you guys. So actually the one of the program I'm working for now is the Huawei sees for the program. So in this program, people from all over the world join this program, and they are into different grouping allocations and works for one project in just 8 days. So it means that every small groups will have a leader to lead them and to finish a project in just a week, and that is super crazy. It would be the things very hard to imagine, but I know that Nancy already experienced that, so it would be great. You can share more to others. I do know that people here might also be the alum about now. So in this every day, I have the review meeting with all the team leaders here. So after this team review meeting with all these smart and brilliant team leaders, they also give me a lot of feedback. So which enable my confidence here in this web. The two leadership is in our perspective. Great. So in this session, I have to set the objective first. So in this session, in this webinar, I hope everyone after this webinar, you can understand that every leadership style matters. No matter you are in which leadership style now, it really matters. And we do have some tips for you guys to improve your leadership in a daily basis. So please pay attention to the whole webinar. It won't be really long. So if you have any question at any time, please type it in the chat box so I can answer it in the proper time. So one of the key message I hope everyone could understand after this webinar is every leader will influence another leader to be born. Because yes, this is how things work in this way. I also have some expectations for all the participants here. So please remember that sharing is caring. So under the topic, you do have some idea to share. Please feel free to do it. No idea is wrong in this space. So all the ideas will receive appreciation and also respect under my eyes. So just feel free to share it. And please remember that leadership is always about a self-driven experience. So if you do receive some inspiration from today's webinar, so please try to apply it in your daily life and make it into your personal. American author and also speaker, that is John. So John said, the leadership is not just it's about one life. You don't have to be a CEO of a corporation, then you will take the leading role. So actually everyone is taking some leading role in everyday's lives. You are taking the leading role in the role of a team leaders in your project, and as the leader of the class in your university, or the leader of a department in some company. So you don't have to be top. You don't have to be perfect to a leadership. In this key message, John was trying to told us. So based on John's model, there is 5 levels of leadership that will help us have a deeper understanding of what actually leadership is. So the first level is about the position. So people follow you just because you are in that position. Like for example, in the school, you are working on some school project and somebody was assigned to be the team leader of this project. So people follow this leader just because he was assigned to be a team project. It's very easy to understand it. Then the second level is the permission. So people follow that leader just because they want to. They give the permission to that person that to lead them in the team under any context. And the third level is the production. So people follow just because what you have done. So maybe you are an expert in some field. Like I know a lot of people here are from the ICT background, so you might be one of the specialists in a best one in the perspective of the production. So great. So what is the next level? The next level is people development. People follow because what you have done for them. So in daily life, you have some person, he might be not the top one in this field. He might not be the best one in this field, but you would love to follow them just because they have done something for you. They build the connections for you. They say some encouraging word for you. They trust you in some situation, and you have that connection with people, and you would love to follow them under their guidance. And the next level, and also is the the most challenging level is the pinnacle. So people follow just because who you are and what you present. So let's take a few seconds what it means people follow just because who you. And I don't have the standard answers actually, so I will give this space to everyone. I got a question here. So please try to share one of the leaders you follow just because who they are and what they present. So please try to think about it, who is fixed in that criteria in your life, and type that person's name, or you don't have to be very specific. You can just type like one of my friends or one of my teachers, one of my blah, blah, blah. Okay, I will give a few seconds for everybody to type it in the chat box. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. One of the leaders that I follow is Martina. Great. So I also see Nancy's answer, Piyaka, and also Nudia's answer, Angelica. Great. Let's wait for a few more answers on that. Luther King. Wow, this is yeah, it can be someone in your daily life, or it can be someone in a story, in the history you appreciate most. Great. Okay, somebody mentioning about father, and also the one of the famous leader in this current world, Elon Musk, Obama. Yeah, father. Yes, parent, definitely. Great. Thanks again for everyone. To answer this question, you can just keep sharing in the chat box. That would be really, really great. Okay, then let me just continue. And let's go deeper. Let's dive deeper in this question. Let's think about how this person empower you and influence you. So why you are following this person, why you think that person is a pinnacle leaders in your life. Why? It's very important to ask why, because asking why, how they empower and influence you will give you the inspiration on what kind of leadership quality that could really impact you in life. So try to take the extra few more seconds on answer this question and share it to us in the chat box, please. Thank you, Nundia, for sharing the answers, because the person is wise and give us inspiration and confidence to be myself and to succeed. Oh, reading this is really like making me so moved. Okay, great. Yes, another answer is because of the experience he got. Great. Another answers influence me to be dynamic in business. Great. Wow, this is so many diversity in the answers. And one answers from the iPhone. You can try to rename yourself so everybody could know who is iPhone. Because he tries to do good for his country and deals with subjects with disconnected maturity, he influenced me, and with his claim and management of difficult crisis. Great. So you can keep sharing in the chat box. It's open to share now. Great. So from all these answers, you will know that person. It don't have to be, even though the things are, the leaders we have followed is a person, so you can always find that he have the positive influence on you. So that person, that leader is making you become a better version of yourself. So that's why let's go back to the words I say at the very first beginning. So the leaders is empowering people to be the next leader, right? And you can see that there's so many examples of leaders, how this leader is creating and empowering people. You will not find the same answers from different people. So it's very interesting to see that everyone is being impacted, is being influenced positively with others people, and these people are totally different. So here we can come to a very draft conclusion that there are so many different leadership style existing in this world, right? So please try to take this into a deeper consideration. So everyone here, you are receiving the positive impacts from others, and at the same time, you guys also creating positive impacts for others, and you guys are share different idea, a different leadership style here. So no one's leadership style is totally the same. So I just want to remind everyone, even though you really appreciate that person, you really admire this role model, but don't take them as the authority into your leadership development path, because there is no standard answer for someone like, here is a standard leader I want to become in my future life. So I just copy his or her behavior, copy his or her qualities here, so I can become another person, another leader just like that person. No, it's not going to happen. So I hope that everyone here could realize you already have all the resources and the treasures in your body, in the authentic you, to be a leader here. So yes, so here is the first part. In our sharing, we need to admit that different people have different leadership style. You are receiving the positive impacts from other leaders. At the same time, you can create the impacts for others, and that's how leadership work. People impact people. Great. So is a little bit, so at this point you might be curious about like, how could I actually improve my leadership skills? How could I actually have a deeper understanding what is my leadership style it is? So based on my working experience from those youth leaders from all over the world, these seats for the future participant, those discussion we have in the previous times, I do have some tips to share to you. But again, it's not a standard answer. It's just some tools and tips you can make use in your daily life. Here it is. Great. Okay, so the development path I would clarify with 4 keywords. So the first keyword is learn. The second keyword is apply. And the next one is practice. The last one is review. So the path to develop our leadership skill is just like in this picture. In this picture, so you can see that you learn about something and you practice it, then you apply it and you have a review it, just a repeat circle of development here. So let me elaborate more under each point. So learn is to learn about the leadership, have the awareness you need to develop your leadership at this moment, and start your journey with the first step. Here is just an example to start the first step. You don't have to be like really be a group leader, just an example. So for example, next week you have a competition and you need to create a project, then you can choose to take the leading role in this opportunity. And when you take up this leading role, try to practice the leadership recipe here. The recipe refers to any leadership quality, any leadership skills you really want to improve in the future. So try to practice these leadership recipes or qualities in your daily actions. So all these leadership qualities, actually there is no standard answer at all. You can just summarize some leadership qualities from the last question we have, who you really admire and why, how that person inspire you. And you can just take the example from your role model, what leadership skill, what leadership quality that person really has, and I will set it as the goal of my leadership practice goal. So try to practice it in your daily actions, and you can, at the same time, you can apply some extra skills and techniques into the groups, and not just under the groups and any situation you are taking the leading role to develop your leadership skills. So after you do this, let's just have the review of the whole experience. The significance of the review is to have a better app implementation and execution under the same situation in the future. Great, so this is the explanation of the reference development paths, how we can improve our leadership skills. Great, so I would love to share some more tips here, but before it, great. Yes, so here is some actionable small tips for everyone. You can actually improve your leadership skills. So the first is you need to have a goals for your leadership development, because everything is just as the saying goes, if you find the why, you will find the way. So that's why we need to have a very smart goals at the very first beginning. So the SMART goals here means one of the tools we can use to make our objectives more specific, measurable, achievable, result-oriented, and also make it time-bonded. Like, let me just take an example. Some of the team leaders in the program would always set up the goals like, I want to practice my deep listening skills every day when I have the meeting discussion with my members. So your goals can be really small, and very specific, that you don't have to spend a lot of efforts to finish it. So you set a goal at the very first beginning, and when you achieve that goals, you will feel the positive feedbacks. That positive feedbacks and sense of achievements will push you to develop with a step. It's just like to stepping the stairs one step every time. So remember to set a goals for your leadership practice. It's very important. So another tool we can use for our leadership development skills is that I would say it's a very useful tool for us to review our daily experience. So the tools here I would love to introduce, its name is the 4F principle. So the 4F here actually means that the first one, facts, the second one is the feelings, the next one is the findings, and the last one is the future. I'm going to explain it one by one and also give you guys some helpful questions when you do the review here. So the facts means that it's an objective account of what happened. So it will help you to review a experience and a plan for the future by moving through these 4 levels. So actually this tool is designed by a Dr. Roger. So that Dr. Roger is an expert in training teachers and also facilitators. So through this 4 level, you can have you just like digging the goals from your daily experience in your practice that will help you become a better leaders in the future. So we just talk about the facts. For the facts here. So you can so from the facts, we can realize that there's some changes or there's some surprise or there's some incident happens that trigger our feelings. So at this point, we can come to the explanation. So when you're doing the reflections or doing the review, you can start from the facts, and next you try to describe the feelings, your feelings in that situation, because feeling can also guide you to fully understand what is happening in that future. So you will have a better learning and grounded in that experience. So all this event or all this experience is possibly just start by accident, but or so always try to stay with your feeling, because your feeling will tell a lot of things for you at that situation. Something you might be ignored, so something you might be out of your control and trigger your negative feelings. So it's a really potential points. We can say that it's a very potential point that we can develop ourselves. Just because we lack of skill handling that situation, so we will feel really confused. We will be feeling sad, or we will be feeling angry. Why I could not have a good communication with my members at this point? So realizing your feelings and that situation could really benefit you to have a deeper understanding what is happening for now. So let's come to the next F. What is the next F? Is the findings. So based on the facts and the feelings, you could always have some findings from it. Let me just take an example. So maybe one of the leader working with his teammates, but they are not having a really good communication in that context. So the team leader is trying to approach the team members, but the team members is not responding at all. This is most frequently happen in our life when we call coping with others. So the team leaders find is really upset when the member is not responding. So so that leaders is trying to create a conversation with that members, and the member explain is because maybe he have some other stuff that occupy his energy or his time at that moment. So maybe he's working busy with another job or busy with another project at the same time. So he's not responding, not because he have the bad willings to do it. He just like could not have a better management of his schedule. So under that context, you will find, okay, as a team leader, the next time I'm going to judge one of my members, that I need to stop my judging. I need to really have a deeper understanding what is going on with my members, so I can have a schedule a better time and better meeting time or better cooperation methods with that person. And it will help you improve your efficiency of the whole time, and you won't have like the obsessed feeling at all with the cooperation. So here just some example for you to how to dig out the findings from the facts and the feelings. So the last perspective is the future. So all these facts, feelings, and finding, what is their final meaning for? So I can say that is a really good case for you to do better when you are meeting some situation, the same situation in the future. So here are also some helpful questions for you to use in your review. How do you imagine using what you have learned from this experience? So yes, so this is the explanation of the 4F. I would strongly encourage every team leaders to try to write down some reviews based on your experience as a leader role every day in daily basis. You don't have to make it really long, and you don't have to answer all the helpful questions here. Just pick one or two and write down about your leadership development diaries here. Great. So here is the 4 tools here is the tools I introduced for review. So after you finishing a week's review, then you can make a wisdom board for yourself. Wisdom board means the do's and don't tips for you and also for other people in your team to share. So here is an example from one of the leaders that is really like have strong leadership style. He went through this 8 days agenda and create a project, and finally he won the first prize in that competition. So here are some tips from his experience, the do's and don'ts. The do's is that the tips for do's. So make sure that you take the time to recognize and contributions of each of your team members. So it means that you need to spend time with each of your team members to have a better understanding of its strengths and weakness. And also here are some don't tips from him experience. So do not create a stressful environments in the team. It's also a good tips because these environments will make people do not want to speak out at all, even though they have some ideas to speak when you guys have the discussions. So here are some examples how you could make a wisdom board based on your daily experience review. Great. So here, basically at this point, I already introduced all the tools we can use to develop our leadership skills, and we do apply it in some of the programs, like for example, the CEAS program, and it works. Actually, it do works. So, great. Let me just check the chat box. I'm missing so many texts. Thank you for the sharing from Charles, because you said about you just realized you are making it wrong. Yes, because in the registration form, I do see some of your guys' expectation for this webinar. Like one of my most impressive one note is, I don't remember the name, I'm sorry. So he's mentioned about how to be a leader without being rude. So I'm happy to say that you already realized that you are handling with people and you could not be rude. So working as a leader, basically it means that you are working with people from totally different backgrounds. So it was really easy to have the judgment for people. Great. So try to put down your ego sometimes as a leader, because it would be really distracting, and it will be it's like a cut off the connection between you and other people. So if I having judging for that person, I won't have the equal conversation with that person. I would not respect him. So try to the tips I would say that try to respect every person here. So every members in your team, and respect the strengths. Every people will have the strengths and also have the weakness. And I see great progress because you already realizing it, and you have the strong motivations to be a good leader. That's enough. It's a really good start. So now all you can do is to apply all these skills into daily actions, and that's it. Great. Let me check another question. Yes. So really inspire questions from Nudia is, what leadership style do you think is the best? Yes, I would say thanks for the question first. It's a really good question, but I'm gonna disappoint you because under this question there is no answers. I personally, I don't believe that there is one leadership style is the best. No, there is no, just like in this world, there is no two same person. then when there is no two same person, how would there be the same leadership style? Because the leadership style comes from people. So when there are people, there's no same people, there will be no same leadership style. And could you say there is the best people in this world? There is no perfect people in this world, then we can come to the conclusion that there is no best leadership style in this world. And yes, so that's why I talk about many tips today. All these wisdom board, just like the wisdom board actually doesn't come from the textbook, doesn't come from a people like me. The speaker does not come from a teacher, does not come from a standard answers, just because there is no best leadership style in this world. So you need to have the answers from your daily actions. You need to have the actions first, and then you review your actions and have the findings in your actions. You understand something, you understand how to communicate with people in different status, in different cultural backgrounds, and then you will come to an answer, your customized answer on how to be a good leaders. Great. So before we continue the discussion, let me have some takeaway reminders for everybody here. So the first key takeaway here in this webinar is that every leadership style matters. So the second thing is that I want everybody to understand is people impact people. I just missed the people word here, so just ignore it. Always remember that people is going to impact by people, is not going to impact by the positions or the titles. No. And the second key takeaway for us is that if you want to answer the question, what makes a good leaders, the answer is come from you. You are already resourceful enough to find out the answer. So please develop your leadership with the daily practice, with the actions. So the tips we could use for daily practice is we set down the goals first, and we use the 4F principles to finish the review for ourselves. And after have so many reviews, have so many findings from the leadership practice, we come out a wisdom board. So the wisdom board refers to the do's and don't tips as in the leading role, so we can apply all this wisdom board in our future life. So great. So this is all the key takeaway and the contents from today's leadership webinar. And I really enjoy the time with everybody here. So I do want everybody to have the practice in your daily life and use the tools. You will find it's very simple but powerful. Great. So I guess it's the end of my sharing. So I would love to give the space back to my lovely host, Nancy.
All right, so thank you so much, Ms. Jade. It was like always, like really inspiring, and as always, I learned a lot from you. And I think that our participants too. So, guys, if you have questions, or it's time to ask all questions about leadership that you want to ask to Ms. Jade today. You can raise your hand or ask your question in the chat box.
Yeah, I'm checking. I am checking. Okay, Abra. I see the question from Abra. What is the difference between boss and team leader? Okay, to be really simple, what is the difference between boss and leader? So leader and team leader. So team leader is only leading a team, and the boss is leading a whole company. leading different departments. So from my understanding is that right.
All right. So
Okay, yes.
Miss Malika is raising her hand. She's a national representative of African voice in her country.
Oh, yeah, sure. You can open the mic and
can you hear me?
yes.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing with us this part of this this webinar to benefit from it first. She's my colleague, or she's a knowledge trainer. She is also a national African representative. Anyways, I have a questions, like confusing questions that I had for a long time ago, that what are the criteria that we should like base it on to consider someone as a leader, or is he a leader or he is not?
Then at this point, I'm curious why you have the question. Why you have that question? What triggered you to ask this question?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes like I see someone that he pretend to be a leader, but actually he's not. He don't have all the criteria that a leader should like apply or should practice to be a leader. So I am asking, what are the criteria that we should apply to consider someone? Is he a leader or he's not?
Okay, Monica, I think you already have the answers by yourself. When you have that question, you already have the answer. Let me tell you why. Because I guess it's because maybe some people, like maybe your previous leader, maybe your previous team leader, you think he's not qualified for his position and makes you confused on that, or maybe you're recruiting some people to take the leading role, but you fail for on so many candidates, so you have that question. So I would say that from my perspective, there is no standard answer. There is no criteria answers to say that it is a good leader or bad leader or not. But it doesn't mean that good leaders do not have the common points. Good leaders share some common points, like they have a really good listening skills, they can lead the team to drive the good results, and they can encourage people, they can motivate people, they can inspire people to have that. But it would be hard to see in daily life that a leader could meet all these criteria. Like if there is 10 criteria for good leaders, it's hard to find in daily life that a person could meet that 10 criteria. So I would suggest that you can write down all your answers on that question. Like I guess you already have some answers for the good leaders criteria. Write down it, and based on that criteria, what kind of behaviors that person should have when he's coping with other person. Then if next time you need to find someone who need to take the leading role, and you can check one by one how many items he really meet in that criteria. But it would be impossible for you to find a person that meet all the criteria. I hope that sharing could answer your question. And okay, Nancy, I'm not sure, do we still have time, or we just call it the end of the webinar?
I think that we'll take the question for 5 minutes, and then they'll send the question to you if they still have some question.
Yes, let me check the checkbox. Okay, I see Lina is repeating the question, how to handle kind of non-serious person. I guess you need to define the non-serious person first. because it would have many different definitions. But if you are open to talk, you can explain more to us on defining what is the non-serious person. Okay, like, yeah, yes, we have some other ideas from Aurea. Non-serious person, in my opinion, depends on the activities. So I guess the non-serious person you are talking about is those who is not responding, or for those who not engaging at all in this project. So it's really hard to coping with people that is not giving feedback or is not being responsive at all. But I would say, okay, yeah, sure, it's no worries. Okay, so thank you for the example from also like non-serious person is a person that doesn't feel like studying, but they are forced by their parents. It's a very complex questions for me, because we are talking about a person who doesn't pay any attention to his study at all and forced by his parent to study at all is is a really interesting cases. But let's go back to the non-serious person. So we are talking about for how to coping with those person not responding or not responsive, not taking accountability on that. Then you always need to remember that everyone have its own responsibility. So if you are working well, you are already trying everything as a leader to engage that person in the project. You try the communication, the team meeting, the one-to-one talk, and communication with so many times, but you fail to do it. You might need to consider, are you guys really like, sometimes people between the chemistry between people is hard to explain. Like a person doesn't like you when you're in the position of leading role, and you don't really like that team members. If you do really try for so many times, you try to put down your egos and you try to have the authentic communication with that person, but you fail to do it, then you need to make a decision based on the context. So like, for example, you are grouping with someone like this by the teacher, and you have to finish a academic project with that person, then try to do it more by yourself, because that person is not going to contribute. But your goal at that context is to finish the teamwork project from the teacher. Then you will do more by yourself. I have to be very honest from a reality perspective. But if you can choose your team members, you can have the text with the chemistry between yourself, and if you have the power to choose your team member, try to choose those team member that more fixing you, have a more coping work style with you. Yes.
All right, so I think that time is flying fast. So, guys, I suggest you to take a screenshot of this Zoom, and please let us see your name in your screenshot. So I'll be sending the link for you to fill in the screenshot, and you will get your certification of participation next week. So we'll wait for you to take the screenshot.
Yes, guys, activate the camera. It's photo time. We need to like, let's leave a lovely screenshot. Let's leave a lovely photo for this memorable event, for this memorable night for me. Thank you for opening the camera.
Speak.
Yes, because you know when you're talking to a black screen or when you're talking with people with the camera with the faces is totally different. I would love to talk with people rather than talking to a machine, talking to my laptop. Yes. How to change the name? Okay, I guess I can answer this question. So if you click the participant button, then you can double click. You can see there is more option and there is a options for rename yourself. Just click the rename and then you can rename yourself. Okay, somebody is saying bye to me. No bye, take the photo first.
Yes. So yes, please guys, just open your camera and we'll take a group photo. And also, while waiting for others, you can give your feedbacks for today, like what did you learn and all of that.
Yes, give the feedbacks on what is your biggest learning from today. Please type it in the chat box.
It's amazing to see all of you guys like from all countries.
Okay, great. Nancy, we get more and more people. Open the camera. Are you going to take the photo?
I think that we can all take the photos and send through the email.
Okay, sure. I'm also going to take a photo from my side. So guys, get ready with your smile. I'm going to make a screenshot. Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, we have one more. Hold on that smile. 3, 2, 1. That's perfect. Thanks for the sharing of the learnings from today. Yeah, thank you for being a good leader has no standardization, has no standard answer to be, there is no standard answers to be a good, perfect leader. You don't have to be perfect to be a leader. You can be the leader in your daily life. You can do whatever you want. You can have your own leadership style. Please remember it. And leadership is people impacting people. Definitely, this is the I can say is the authentic explanation of leadership. You are impacting people. You are not impacting by titles or position. No, you are impacting people by yourself. Great. And learn a lot. I'm very happy to have participated. Yes. We really appreciate the calls. Yes, I love that you love that calls. Yeah, objectives. Yes, it's smart objective is very useful tool for you to settle down your goals. Yes, use a smart objectives. You can search more of the SMART principle on Google or any website. You can learn more about it, why it is so useful. Great, thank you guys. I love these feedbacks and I really love the way you interact with me and the energy from all the participants. I know you are from different countries. Somebody is from Madagascar and somebody is from Nepal. Okay, I'm so happy to have the conversation with you guys. Yes, wisdom boards. Please remember to summarize the do's and don'ts after doing the review, and you will have some tips. Tips just for yourself is like the treasures in your boxes. Nobody can steal the treasures from that boxes because it is all comes from your experience. Other people could not copy it. All right. Yeah. Yes. Oh, this is my favorite answers. The most important thing I learned today is that we develop our leadership with practice. practice. It's always practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. So you could not be a good leader just after listening to a 1 hour webinar, but you can become a better leader with daily practice. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that comments. I really love it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks again, everyone, for joining the webinar today, for giving me so many positive feedbacks. I actually feel more confidence after your guys' interactions and feedback. I really enjoyed the night. And thanks again to the ICT Academy, especially my lovely hostess Nancy, for inviting me to be here tonight. And you helping me a lot in this during the preparation. You let me know what is the expectation from everybody. You let me know the link, what is the time. You are so good at communication. Thanks again, Nancy. I really love the cooperation with you.
Oh, thank you so much. And as always, I also really loved the way you moderate the webinar, like you put music on. Like, do you remember like your beautiful song? You used to sing that during our Seeds for a Future program. Like that song really make me think about you, and thank you again for your wise advice. And I think that all the participants here will follow your tips. And they're asking for your slide, Ms. Jade. So could you please send them to me and I'll send them? Yes.
Yes, I can share to you. Absolutely. I would love to see. You can also connect me, and Nancy, you can just share my LinkedIn profile. I don't mind that, but I could not share now because there's some issues on my Zoom. So you can just share mine to everybody. So let me know, do you have practiced the SMART goals and reviews daily in your daily life? Okay, if you practice and you have a growth and you have some positive feedbacks from that, just feel free to let me know. I will be deeply happy for you, for your leadership growth. Great. Thanks again, everyone. You will get whatever you want, the slide, the recordings after this session. I believe that Nancy will share everything to you guys. All right.
Sure, of course. And I also shared your LinkedIn link in the chat box so they can connect to you. So again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Ms. Jade, because like we learned a lot from you, and you had all positive feedbacks. And also thank you so much to all our official partners. You can apply to become the next Youth Opportunities Ambassador for 2023, no matter where you are, in Madagascar, Zimbabwe, DRC, like no matter where you are in France, USA. You will represent your country, and you also develop your leadership. I put the link in the chat box, and it would be an honor to have you, because for this year I was the Youth Opportunities Ambassador, and it would be great to have you within us. And yeah, so I think that I will give you the last word, Ms. Jade. Like, do you have some wish for some advice and also encouragement for our participants in the preliminary exam for the ICT competition? Like, it will start this Monday, so some encouragement or some words for them.
Oh my God, this is my witness to have the advice for everyone on the exam. I guess you guys are already smart enough, so I don't have any other tips on that. That is not my strength, sorry. Yeah.
Like you can motivate them, like how is China, because the global winner will go to China, will travel to China, so maybe
Yes. Then try to do your best, guys. Try to do your best in the exam, because if you have the opportunity to visit China, that would be super great. It's a very like a really good countries because it's my country. Yes, try to do the best preparation for that exam. I guess you already have all the necessary necessary things to prepare your exam. So try to spend more time on that. Don't give up. Try to make the best use of every resources you have in that exam. And that's it.
All right, so bye guys and see you next time.
Bye guys. I hope to see you again in the future. Bye.
Bye.